Hey guys, it's Julia and welcome back to my channel, and for today's video I'm going to be doing a recommendations video, and today I'm going to be recommending to you guys some spooky, thrillerish kind of reads. So you tell me of them last. Basically, I did a video just like this last year that I will link down below and all that sort of stuff because that involves some of my favorites ever. Hi. But these ones are more thriller-ish kind of books, or just have a creepy tone to them that I would recommend. First up here, I want to mention Lolita by Vladimir Nabokov, and I was debating whether or not to include this in here, but basically it's about a middle-aged man who falls in love with a 12-year-old girl, and he narrates everything for us, and it's just about his desire for younger girls. So it's creepy. Kind of gross, pretty gross actually. It's creepy, it's gross, but sorry, his tail's in my way. But it's a really fantastic read. It's really well written and really well just executed, and it really offers an insight into these sort of topics, but it just has a creepy vibe to it, and like it makes you really uncomfortable. So here I have Nosferatu by Joe Hill. This book is a Christmas horror novel actually, so if you don't want to read this now, wait till Christmas, because I read it last year in December. It's about this girl named Vic who, when she rides her bicycle, her little bike, it like when she keeps riding, there's kind of a bridge that appears and it goes into like another land. So then there's this guy named Charles Manx, and he has a 1938 Rolls Royce. It's called The Wrath in the book, and he likes to take kids for rides. These kids to a place called Christmas Land, which is not lovely at all. The only kid who ever escaped the Manx, this dude, was Vic when she was younger, so he comes back to find her, going back for his revenge, and that's what this story is about, and it's really interesting. Joe Hill has a really nice writing style. It is like a chunkier book, but it's just, I still think about this book because it has some like a little bit of fantastical elements to it, of course, and it had that creepy vibe. Charles Manx is one of like my favorite villains. I don't mention him enough, but he's really creepy. So I have a classic, and that is Inferno by Dante. This is, where are you? Oh, he's behind me. This is a play that involves a guy named Dante who goes through hell, and I believe there is 8 or 6 circles of hell, and each one is for a different type of sinner. So as you get closer to the bottom, that's where Satan lives. So it's about this guy going through hell, technically, like literally, and yeah, it's great. It's a play, if I haven't said that already. I don't really know what else much to say about it, but it is really dark and involves hell, and just like the way it is written, I couldn't believe this is before Shakespeare's time. Like how well written this was blew my mind, so highly recommend. I have more of a light one, but that is The Female of the Species by Mindy McGinnis. This book is not what I thought it was going to be, but it's one of my favorites of the year. It has a thriller component to it. It also has some trigger warnings, so I believe for abuse, and there's some animal cruelty involved, so just keep that in mind. There's this little spot, I hate reading from the dust jackets because it's like you can do that yourself, but I like the little thing at the top. So it says, Alex Kraft knows how to kill someone and she doesn't feel bad about it. When her older sister Anna was murdered 3 years ago and the killer walks free, Alex uncaged the language she knows best, the language of violence. And that's all you should know. It's so well written, just such a masterpiece. Literally, I'm like dying over this book. I love this so much. I would highly suggest it. I love the writing style, and I loved our main character. Next up here, I have Rose Matter by Stephen King, and I'm not mentioning it. If you've seen my shirt, I just got it. Hey, okay. I'm not mentioning it because I've been talking about it a ton recently, so I'm sure you guys already know that I recommend that book. But Rose Matter is about a husband and wife, and the wife runs away because her husband has been abusing her for such a long time, and she runs away, and it's about her running away. And then we also follow the husband that's like following her and like trying to catch her and bring her back, and he's so offended. Like he's like, she took my wallet. I'm like, who cares about your wallet? But he's so offended, and it's about that. And there's also this painting that's involved called Rose Matter, and it's like a fantastical element with the painting as well. But overall, it just has that creepy vibe because someone is running after her kind of thing. yes, I really like this one. It deals with a lot of issues like abuse, so keep that in mind, but I would definitely suggest this one. Now my last two are two manga that if you saw my wrap up you will know about, but first up is Monster. This is so good. It's not what I expected. I don't want to say too much because it's great to go into it kind of blind, but for the most part, oh hi. For the most part, it is about just this surgeon, and basically what happens, he performs surgeries, things like that. He's a surgeon, okay? We get that. And basically his head of the department, he's performing a operation on this boy, but when like the mayor comes in or like someone that they consider a higher of authority, they make him stop that. They make him stop that surgery to do this one that they think is, you know, more important to save this person's life. And he at first was okay with that, but then after he kind of thinks about it, he feels really bad that, you know, that's not what a doctor's about kind of thing. And it's about not looking at whose life over someone else's, but more like every life is in their hands is valuable, things like that. So it does have some lessons to it, but there is obviously a creepy component, and that dives in later in the story, but it's fantastic. 10 out of 10. Well, not really. I gave it a 3.75 out of 5 stars. But for first volume, so really solid. It is like a bind up, so you do get quite a bit of content in here, and I think those of you who are new to manga would like this. A really exciting one. It's my last one, and that is Doubt. This is basically about this rabbit doubt game that people are playing on their phones in Japan, and you basically, there's a bunch of rabbits, and they have to seek out the wolf, because people in rabbit suits will come and kill you. That's kind of like the concept of the game, and you're trying to like sneak out the wolf. Things like that. Very popular in this book in Japan at the moment, and these you can play online with other people. So this group of people get together that have been playing online, and they're hanging out and stuff, and then they get kidnapped and they wake up in a building, and turns out someone is basically trying to play rabbit doubt with real people. So it's about them basically used as like a game, literally, and someone's watching, people are dying, things are happening, they're trying to escape. It's full of terror, full of gore. I highly recommend it. What a great read. Yes, those were some of my spooky, creepy, Halloween-ish recommendations. Definitely if you want like hardcore horror, I don't know, books, I've never had a book really terrify me, so that's the thing. It was a great book, but I know, like, I've mentioned that so many times, so like I'm sure you guys don't want to hear me talk about it anymore. But I do, make sure to check out my recommendations video from last year. Yes, I mentioned a lot of great ones in that video as well, so I'll link that down below. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new here, be sure to click the subscribe button and click the notification bell to be updated for when I post new videos and all that sort of stuff. And I'll see you all very soon with a new video. Bye!